You walk into the supermarket feeling confident like you are just taking a chill stroll in the park. Grab your stuff, pay, and leave. Simple, right? Yeah, no. This place feels like a game show you never signed up for. I once saw a guy holding a box of ice cream. He checked his watch, sighed, like he just got his visa denied. The staff pointed to a sign. No ice cream sales on Sunday. No explanation. No negotiation. Ice cream apparently has a day off now, and it does not stop there. At checkout, a girl was asked to sing to verify her identity. She just went for it. Off-key, zero confidence, pure chaos. Still approved. Now you are standing there wondering, is this a supermarket or a discount version of America's Got Talent? And that is just rule number 1. Story 1. You cannot go back to an aisle you already passed. You walk into the supermarket with a perfect plan. Get in fast, grab milk bread, check out, and leave like a responsible adult. You pass the milk aisle, but your brain goes, we can grab it later. First mistake. You keep going, picking up random stuff nobody actually needs, and then suddenly wait, where is the milk? You turn around like nothing happened. Right then, an employee appears. No sound, no warning. You can't go back. You chuckle thinking this is some fun little store joke. You take one more step. He shakes his head. Dead serious, like you just tried to cross a border. No one explains anything, no one laughs. People around you avoid eye contact like you just broke a very specific rule. Only they understand. You stand there holding your basket thinking, did I just walk the wrong direction? In the end, you check out with everything except milk. And if you think that was already ridiculous, you have not seen anything yet. Story 2. No ice cream sales on Sunday. You walk into the supermarket with one very clear goal. Ice cream. Not salad, not healthy food. Ice cream. Because you are an adult and that is your right. You go straight to the freezer, open the door, and feel that cold air hit you like heaven just opened. You pick your favorite flavor. You are even a little proud of yourself for not grabbing more than 2 tubs. Then you head to checkout. The cashier looks at the ice cream, looks at you, then calmly says, today is Sunday. You smile. Yeah, I know. He nods. We don't sell ice cream on Sunday. In that moment, you look back at the ice cream, look back at him, then back at the ice cream like maybe it will magically turn into something more acceptable like broccoli. No one explains anything, no signs. Just you, a melting dream, and a day of the week that is clearly against you. Yeah, you are not buying that. But sometimes the problem is not the day, it is you. Story 3. Hesitate too long and you get refused service. You are standing at checkout. Everything is done. Only one small decision left. Mint candy or strawberry candy. Sounds simple until you start thinking like it is a final exam. You look at the candy, look at the price, look back at the candy. 10 seconds pass. The cashier starts noticing. 20 seconds. The person behind you sighs like you just slowed down the entire economy. 30 seconds. The tension in the air makes no sense, but it is very real. The cashier leans in, slightly voice, polite but firm. Sir, if you are not ready, please step aside. You get moved out of the line. Just for thinking. You stand to the side, still unable to choose a candy, but now with a little extra embarrassment. This time you come back faster. No hesitation, no thinking. Lesson learned. Here, making a quick decision matters more than making the right one. And if you think asking more questions will help, you are about to be wrong again. Story 4. You cannot buy butter and bread at the same time. You walk into the supermarket with a very adult plan. Buy butter and bread. Sounds like a normal morning, right? You even feel like you are living a pretty healthy life. You grab the bread, you grab the butter. 2 completely normal items, nothing suspicious. Until you place them on the conveyor belt. The cashier looks, pauses, looks at you, then looks back at the 2 items like they just confessed to something illegal. You cannot buy these 2 at the same time. You laugh, because obviously that is a joke. He does not laugh. No signs, no explanation. Just you, a loaf of bread, a pack of butter, and a system of rules you were clearly not informed about. You start wondering, did I just accidentally join a psychological experiment? In the end, you have to choose one. Butter or bread, like some kind of life-changing decision. And not only that, it is about to get even weirder. Story 5. You cannot shop while eating. You walk into the supermarket with what feels like a genius strategy. Snack and shop at the same time. Save time, save energy, and honestly feel pretty efficient. You open the snack right there in the store. 1 bite. 2 bites. Life is good. With your other hand, you are still picking items like a true multitasking professional. Then an employee appears. You can't do both. You pause, still chewing. Both what eating and shopping. You look down at your left hand. Snack. Your right hand. Basket. Suddenly you have to make a decision you were not ready for. Keep eating or keep shopping. No signs, no clear logic. Just an invisible rule that everyone else somehow already knows. You quickly swallow, close the snack, and continue shopping like nothing ever happened. Yeah, somehow that is the rule. From here on, things only get weirder. Story 6. No whistling in the supermarket. You are walking through the store. Everything feels normal. Bright lights, soft background music. Your mood is pretty good. You even feel a little happy. So you whistle. Just a small one. Not a performance, just a quick little sound to add some flavor to life. And then, sir, no whistling. You freeze. Look around. No one is laughing. No one acts like this is a joke. You try to think back. What did I just do? No running, no yelling. Just one whistle. The employee looks at you like you just triggered some invisible alarm. No signs, no reason, but people around you start glancing at you. Subtle looks, but enough to say, yeah, you did something wrong. You nod. Stay quiet. Keep pushing your cart like you have never known what whistling is. In your head, there is only one question. How many rules are there in this place that I do not know about? But sometimes, the problem is just what you are wearing. Story 7. No pajamas allowed. You think I am just stopping by real quick. No outfit change. Pajamas, slippers, hair doing its own thing. You walk into the supermarket with one clear goal. Grab milk and be out in 3 minutes. At first, everything feels fine. Then you start noticing the looks. Not the wow kind. More like interesting choice. An employee walks up, looks you up and down slowly like he is grading an essay. We have a dress code. You give a small laugh. Because a supermarket with a dress code, he does not laugh. You look down at your pajamas. Suddenly things do not feel as fine as they did before. No signs, no warning, just an invisible rule you somehow just broke. You stand there for a few seconds thinking about arguing, then decide it is not worth it. You turn around and head for the exit, wondering, did I just get turned away for being too comfortable? And if you think at least you can laugh about it, you are about to be surprised again. Story 8. Laugh too loud and you might be asked to leave. You are walking through the supermarket. Everything is normal. Then you remember something extremely funny. Not a little heh, more like full haha, no control. You laugh, a bit loud. Suddenly the whole area turns to look. Not laughing with you, more like what is going on over there. You try to stop, you cannot. The more you try, the funnier it gets. Classic mistake. An employee walks over. Calm, way too calm. Please keep it down, or leave. You stand there still feeling the leftover laughter, but now you have to hold it in like you are in some kind of silence challenge. You look around. No one is laughing. No one is talking. People are shopping like this is a library. You nod. Take a deep breath. Switch into serious mode. In your head, there is only one question. Since when did laughing become something you have to control? You keep shopping. But this time you are not allowed to have fun. Even your shopping cart might get you into trouble. Story 9. Your cart has to keep distance. You are pushing your cart through the supermarket. Completely harmless. Just following the flow, picking items, living your life as a normal shopper. Then you move forward a little. Very slightly. Getting closer to the person in front of you, maybe like 10 centimeters. Immediately, sir, please keep distance. You freeze. Look down at your cart like it just did something wrong on its own. You step back, a little more, then a bit more just to be safe. Suddenly, the supermarket is not a store anymore. It feels like a highway during rush hour. Everyone stays in their lane, keeps distance, no one dares to pass. The person in front moves. You move with them, but this time with full focus like you are driving through a test course. You start wondering, do I need to signal before turning into the vegetable aisle? You stand there holding the perfect distance and somehow feel strangely proud of it. And sometimes the problem is just the color of your shirt. Story 10. No red shirts allowed. You walk into the supermarket, everything feels pretty normal. Red shirt, jeans, clean and simple. Nothing unusual, at least that is what you think. But then, excuse me, where is this, someone asks you. You smile. I am looking for it too. 2 minutes later, someone else asks you to check a price. Then another person, hands you an item like you are responsible for it. You start wondering, do I really look like I work here? You look around. The actual employees are still there, but somehow people keep choosing you. Then an employee walks up, looks at your shirt, sighs, "Sir, we don't allow red shirts." You give a small laugh, because that does not sound real. He does not laugh. Turns out red looks too much like the uniform, and your existence is confusing the entire system. You stand there for a few seconds, then decide to leave. You did not buy anything, but somehow just finished an unpaid shift. And you think that is the end, not even close. Story 11. No photos allowed in the supermarket. You just want to do one very harmless thing. Lift your phone and take a picture of the price. Not a vlog, not TikTok. Just so you remember, you raise your phone, and suddenly everything slows down. An employee appears almost instantly, faster than public Wi-Fi. No photos. You stand there, phone still in the air, feeling like you just got caught doing something serious. I am just taking a picture of the price. He does not care. No exceptions, no explanation. Just one rule, no photos. You look around. No one is taking pictures. No one is holding up a phone. People are acting like cameras were never invented. You slowly lower your phone like you are surrendering. In your head, there is only one question. Taking a picture of a price? Is that dangerous now? You keep shopping, but this time your memory has to work a lot harder. And sometimes you do not even have to do anything wrong. Things still get weird. Story 12. Refused service for looking suspicious. You walk into the supermarket like any other day, not rushing, not loud, just a normal person doing normal shopping, but clearly to someone you are not normal. You have not even grabbed a basket yet and you already feel the looks, not the welcome kind. More like, something about this person. You try to act more natural. Slow down, look at items, give a small nod like you totally belong here. It does not help. An employee walks up, polite, calm. "We can't serve you today." You freeze. "Sorry." Why? No clear answer. No specific reason. Just your vibe is not right today. You look at yourself again. Nothing weird. You did nothing wrong. But somehow, you are still getting turned away. You walk out carrying one big question. What did I do? Or did I just exist the wrong way? But sometimes, what you bring with you is the real problem. Story 13. You cannot pay with too many coins. You are standing at checkout confident. Total bill $47,500. You smile because you came prepared. You pour a pile of coins onto the counter. A lot of them. The clinking sound hits like a tiny bank concert. The cashier looks, says nothing. You start counting. 1, 2, 3. It feels like you are on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but the budget version. The line behind you starts losing patience. Someone sighs. Someone checks their watch. The cashier finally speaks. "We don't accept that." You stop. "This is money, though." He nods. "Yes, but not like this." That moment gets very awkward. You are standing there between a pile of coins in public judgment. You slowly gather them back, feeling like you just got rejected by the entire currency system. In the end, you pull out your card, pay in 2 seconds, and once you touch a product, things somehow get even more complicated. Story 14. Once you pick it up, you cannot change your mind. You are in the snack aisle and see something that looks pretty good. You pick it up, check the label, read the ingredients like you are suddenly very responsible about your health. Then you see the sugar content. You reconsider. Maybe not today. You put the item back, and right at that moment, an employee appears. Way too fast to feel normal. You keep it. You blink. Sorry, you picked it up. You keep it. You look at the item, look at the employee. Then look at your life choices, trying to figure out what rule you just missed. But I have not bought it yet. He does not argue, does not explain. Just stands there like he represents some ancient law. You stand still for a few seconds, then accept your fate. You carry that item with you, not because you want it, but because at some point you did. You head to checkout, wondering, do thoughts cost money here? But sometimes moving too slow is the next problem. Story 15. Moving too slowly with a cart can get you warned. You are pushing your cart through the supermarket completely relaxed. You want to do things right, read labels, compare prices, think like a smart consumer. You move slowly, very slowly, and clearly too slowly. You start feeling someone behind you, not saying anything, just standing there like a silent reminder that you are slowing everything down. You move forward a bit, still slow, please keep moving. You turn around. An employee. The smile is polite, but the eyes are not joking. You look around. No one is stopping. No one is thinking. People are moving like they have been programmed. You speed up, a little, then a bit more. Suddenly the supermarket turns into a racetrack, and you, the person who just got warned for not being fast enough, you stop reading labels. No more comparing prices. Just focus on moving. One goal only. Do not get warned a second time. And when you think things are already weird enough, they can still get worse. Story 16. Ask the price more than 3 times and you get refused. You are standing in front of an item looking at the price. $49.99. You think, maybe it is $49.99, or maybe it is $49.99. In some different way you ask an employee, how much is this $49.99? Okay, that makes sense. You look again. It feels a little suspicious. You ask a second time, are you sure it is $49.99? The employee pauses slightly. Yes, $49.99. You nod, but your brain is still not fully trusting the pricing system of the world. So you ask a third time, just to be sure, because you are a careful person. At that moment, we're done here. You freeze. Done? What do you mean no explanation? No chance for a fourth question. Just an invisible limit you just hit. You look at the item. Now you do not even care about the price anymore. You care about the fact that you just got banned from asking. You walk away carrying one lesson. Sometimes knowing less is better than knowing too much. And if you happen to be snacking while shopping, you are about to get into trouble again. Story 17. You cannot buy more than 2 loaves of bread. You walk into the supermarket with a simple plan. Buy bread, a lot of bread. Maybe you are preparing for breakfast or a mild crisis that only carbs can fix. You grab the first loaf, reasonable. Second loaf, still normal. Third loaf, now it feels a little wild but still fine. You place all 3 on the counter. The cashier looks, pauses, looks at you like he is counting in his head. Limit is 2. You smile. Per type. He shakes his head. Total. You look at your basket. Then back at the 3 loaves like one of them just betrayed you. But I need 3. He does not care. No explanation, no flexibility. You have to choose. 2 loaves or nothing. You stand there for a few seconds thinking way too seriously about bread. In the end, you put one back with the feeling that your personal freedom just got limited by the system. And some things are controlled even more strictly. Story 18. There is a daily limit on milk. You walk into the supermarket with a clear goal. Buy milk, not just 1 carton. You are thinking bigger because your fridge is empty and you just decided to start living healthy today. You grab the first carton, reasonable. Second carton, still fine. Third carton, a bit ambitious, but you feel confident. You bring all of them to checkout, feeling like you are making the right decision. The cashier scans the first 2, gets to the third and stops. Limit per day. You blink. Per customer or per bill per day. No explanation. No negotiation. You look at the 3 cartons, then at the cashier like you are waiting for a punchline. Nothing. You have to choose. 2 cartons or nothing. You put one back under the quiet judgment of everyone around you, feeling like you just got rationed. You leave with 2 cartons of milk and 1 question. Even milk has a limit now. And sometimes it even depends on the day. Story 19. No fish sales on Monday. You walk into the supermarket with a clear plan. Buy fish. Healthy protein, responsible adult behavior. You are doing everything right. You go straight to the seafood section. You see the fish. The fish sees you. Everything feels like it is working out. You pick one. You even start imagining the perfect dinner. You bring it to checkout. The cashier looks, pauses. Today is Monday. You nod. Yeah, I know we don't sell fish on Monday. You blink. Look at the fish. Look at the cashier. Then mentally check your calendar like you missed something important. But the fish is still there. He nods. Yes, but not for sale. No reason, no explanation. Just Monday equals no fish. You stand there for a few seconds trying to process this like a normal adult. In the end, you put the fish back, feeling like you just got rejected by the concept of weekdays. And if you bring a pet with you, things go to a whole different level. Story 20. Only cats allowed, no dogs. You walk up to the supermarket entrance and immediately see something confusing. A person carrying a cat just walks right in. No one says anything. No one reacts. The cat even looks like it is there to do its own shopping. 2 seconds later, another person shows up with a dog. Stopped. Absolutely not. The person freezes, but he is well behaved. The employee shakes their head. Dogs are not allowed. You look back at the person with the cat. The cat is now sitting in a cart looking around like it is supervising the store. You look at the dog, sitting calmly. Cute. Doing nothing wrong, except being a dog. The owner tries to explain. It does not work. No exceptions, no clear logic, just one rule. Cats are fine. Dogs are not. You stand there trying to process this like a reasonable human, and failing. You walk in no pet with you but carrying one big question. Who decided this? And somehow, it only gets even weirder from here. Story 21. Alcohol must be purchased through a separate entrance. You are shopping like normal when you see the alcohol section. You think, yeah, one bottle will not hurt. A very adult decision. You grab a bottle, bring it to checkout along with bread milk and a few questionable life choices. The cashier looks at the bottle, pauses. You can't buy this here. You blink. In this supermarket. He nods. You have to go through a separate entrance. You look around. No sign that says secret door, but clearly you just unlocked a side quest. He points towards some hidden corner. You pick up the bottle and follow directions like you are on a mission. You open the door. Completely different space, different lighting, different vibe. The people there look like they actually understand the rules. You buy the alcohol, then walk back to the main area feeling like you just did something slightly shady even though it was completely legal. You start wondering, why does this need to be so dramatic? And checkout still has more surprises waiting for you. Story 22. The employee has to read the rules before selling eggs. You get to check out with a completely normal basket. Bread, milk, some random items, and a carton of eggs. Nothing suspicious. The cashier scans each item. Everything goes smoothly. Until the eggs. He stops. You think maybe he is checking if they are cracked? No. He takes a breath and starts reading. A passage. Long, very official. Sounds like terms and conditions nobody ever reads, except you right now being forced to listen. You stand there, silent. The person behind you is silent too. The whole checkout area feels like it just turned into a ceremony. You try to understand. You fail. He finishes reading. Nods. Scans the eggs. You blink. What just happened? No explanation, no short version. You are simply allowed to buy eggs. You walk away with your carton and a very unexpected legal experience. And sometimes it is not about the rules. It is about whether they trust you or not. Story 23. Extremely strict random bag checks. You are leaving the supermarket. Everything feels normal. Paid bag packed, mentally ready to go home. Then Sir Random check. You freeze. Random. What kind of random? No one explains. An employee walks up. Very professional. Very serious, like you just stepped into a detective movie without knowing your role. You hand over your bag, they check every item. Slowly. People around you start looking. No one says anything, but the looks are enough to make you wonder. Do I look that suspicious? You stand there trying to stay calm while your brain runs 100 scenarios. Did I forget to pay for something? Did I accidentally eat a snack without paying? Did I exist the wrong way? Finally, they nod. You're good. You let out a breath but also feel slightly emotionally damaged. You walk away faster than usual, like you just escaped a test you never signed up for. And if you show up late, it only gets harder from here. Story 24. The store closes down to the exact second. You check the time. 7:59. You speed up, not running but close. You just need one item. One item. The door is still open. You feel hope. You walk in like you just beat a difficult level. You grab what you need. Fast. No thinking, no price comparing. This is not shopping anymore. This is a mission. You get to checkout. The clock hits 8:00, and like someone pressed a button. Sorry, we're closed. You laugh, but I am already inside. The cashier shakes their head. No emotion, no flexibility. Just time, and you are late by exactly 1 second. You look at the item in your hand. Look at the clock. Then look at your life wondering, does 1 second really matter that much? No exceptions. No, just this once. You walk back out slower than when you came in, carrying one lesson. Here, time is not money, it is the law. And sometimes the silence is the strangest part of all. Story 25. There is a period of complete silence. You walk into the supermarket and immediately feel something is off. Not because of missing items, Not because of the lighting, but there is no sound, no music, no talking, not even the familiar beep from the scanner. You try to whisper, "Excuse me." The person next to you looks at you. Not annoyed, more like, "Don't do that." You close your mouth, you push your cart as gently as possible. The wheel makes a tiny squeak, and you instantly feel like you just dropped a microphone in a library. People communicate with eye contact, nods, pointing, like a secret language you were never taught. An employee walks by, puts a finger to their lips, says nothing, but the message is very clear. You keep shopping in complete silence, like you are part of some strange challenge. In your head, there is only one thought. Is this a supermarket or an exam room? It's weirdly intense, and if you keep wandering around, you will discover yet another rule. Story 26. Walk around too long and you get followed. You are just looking for one item. Very simple. But this supermarket feels more like a maze than a store. You turn left, nothing. Turn right, still nothing. You loop back and go around again. And then you feel it. Someone is following you. Not too close, not too far, but enough for you to know you have been noticed. You try to act normal. Look at the shelves. Give a small nod like you totally have a plan. It does not work. You go around one more time. They are still there. Suddenly trying to find soy sauce turns into suspicious behavior. You start wondering, do I look like I'm doing something wrong? You grab a random item, any item, just to prove you are a legitimate shopper. The person stops, watching. You keep walking, but now there is a new pressure. Move faster and look less suspicious. You are suddenly suspicious, and sometimes one small action can cause big trouble. Story 27. Tasting grapes counts as stealing. You are standing in the fruit section looking at a bunch of grapes that look way too perfect. Juicy, fresh, basically calling your name. You think just one. No one will notice. You look left, look right. No one. You pick one grape. Tiny, harmless. You eat it. And instantly the atmosphere changes. An employee appears. Way too fast to feel normal. That's not allowed. You freeze. It is just one grape. He does not laugh. No flexibility. In that moment, you are not a customer anymore. You are someone who just broke a rule with fruit. You look back at the grapes, then at him. Your brain tries to process, did I just steal one grape? People around you say nothing, but the looks are enough. Here, no one eats before paying. You swallow the grape along with a bit of embarrassment. You put the whole bunch back. Not because you do not want it anymore, but because you just lost the moral right to buy it. And somehow there are still rules that will surprise you even more. Story 28. Free samples, but you're not allowed to buy it. You walk past a food sample booth. A tiny bite completely free, handed out with a friendly smile like they're distributing happiness. You think, sure, I'll try it. Nothing to lose. You eat it. And wow, unexpectedly good. The kind of I need this in my life, good. You nod, pick up the product, and walk to the checkout with the confidence of someone who just discovered culinary truth. The staff looks at you, pauses. Sorry you can't buy this. You freeze, but I like it. You tried it. You blink. Yeah, so I want to buy it. He shakes his head. No explanation, no flexibility. You look at the product, then back at yourself, trying to make the logic work. It doesn't. So here's the rule. If you don't try it, you can buy it. But if you try it and like it, you get disqualified. You put the item down, feeling like you just failed a test that didn't have answers. You walk away having learned one thing. Sometimes trying first is the mistake. And even shopping carts might not fully belong to you. Story 29. No reversing shopping carts. You're pushing a shopping cart through the supermarket, moving pretty comfortably. Everything feels simple until you realize you're in the wrong aisle. You turn the cart around. Immediately, please don't go that way. You freeze. I'm just going back to grab something. The staff shakes their head. One way only. You look at the aisle. No clear signs, no big arrows, but somehow you've just broken supermarket traffic law. You try to explain. Nobody cares. You look around. People are moving like a one-way current. Nobody dares to turn back. Like reversing direction is a dangerous crime, so you end up pushing your cart in a huge loop just to return to a spot you were standing in 10 seconds ago. You start wondering, does this supermarket have internal GPS or something? You keep going, this time very carefully, like you're driving on a miniature highway system. And if you think queuing is simple, you haven't seen what comes next. Story 30. You have to line up by height. You just want to check out. Simple enough, get in line, wait your turn, go home. But this supermarket is not playing by normal rules. You step into the queue and immediately get stopped. Not this line. You blink. Why? The staff says calmly, you have to line up by height. You freeze. What? Before you even process it, you've already been rearranged with everyone else like some weird formation. Tallest in front, shortest in the back. No negotiation, no exceptions. You look around. People are being compared by height like they accidentally joined a competition nobody signed up for. The person in front glances at you. The person behind glances at you too. Nobody says anything, but everyone is silently evaluating you from head to toe. The atmosphere gets extremely awkward like a class reunion where everyone is being measured with a ruler. You keep adjusting your position a few times like you can somehow optimize your height ranking. Eventually the line is set, but the feeling is still off. And in the end, you realize this still isn't the weirdest thing here. Story 31. You have to sing at checkout. You walk up to the checkout counter thinking everything is finally about to end. You survive the grapes, the limited milk, the one-way carts. Just one more step and you're going home. You put your items on the conveyor belt. The staff scans them, then looks at you and says something that freezes you in place. Before payment, you have to sing. You laugh. Because this must be a joke. Right? No. The staff slides a small microphone toward you. Behind you, a line of people is waiting. All of them are looking at you like they're expecting a mandatory performance. You swallow. What? Should I sing anything? But you must sing. No way back, no exit button, no cancel order. You start singing. A little shaky, a little off rhythm, but you sing anyway. Your voice echoes through the supermarket like an unwilling karaoke session. And weirdly, nobody objects. They just stand there listening. Payment is done. You get your bag. Silence. You walk out the door still not believing what just happened. Yeah, welcome to grocery shopping. 31 laws. And somehow, they all exist. The question is, if you ever run into one of these, what would you do? Follow them. Or just turn around and leave comment which rule you think is the most insane. And if you've ever experienced something similar in a supermarket, tell me your story. Like, subscribe, and send this video to that one friend who would definitely say, there's no way that's real. And remember, next time you walk into a supermarket, don't assume it's just a place to buy groceries. Trust me, you'll see everything very differently.